Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Last week I did a video about how to choose the right acoustic guitar for you. Today we're going to be kind of doing the same video but with electric guitars. I'm a lot more familiar with electric guitars. I play them a lot more. In my opinion, they're one of the more versatile instruments. You see them in pretty much every style of music, everything from pop to heavy metal, jazz, pretty much everything uses electric guitars. With that said, there's a lot to consider when trying to pick one out, and today I'm going to try to help you figure that out. So, sit back, grab some tea. I swear it's tea. I would not lie to you. And let's talk 5 tips that might help you pick out your next electric guitar. Tip number 1 is actually the same tip number 1 I gave in my acoustic video, which is, first of all, before you even start looking, set a budget for yourself. Now, where it differs from the acoustic video, in the acoustic video, I talked about money matters a lot more than what it does with electric guitars. With acoustics, you gotta think about what kind of wood is it made out of, and with electrics, not that that doesn't matter, but it probably doesn't matter as much, whereas the pickups are what really matters, and as long as it's comfortable to play, you're probably good. However, something you have to consider with electric guitar budget that you don't with acoustic is the rest of the crap that goes with it. Are you just getting the guitar, or are you also getting an amp? Are you also getting pedals? If so, what pedals are you getting? What amp are you getting? Now, those aren't questions I can answer for you because that really just depends on what the hell you're trying to do, but it's something that you need to be considering when you're setting your budget for your electric. Tip number 2 is a question that you need to ask yourself. What kind of music do you want to play? For me, I'm a rock and roll guy, I'm a heavy metal guy, so I kind of pick guitars with that in mind. Now I have the tried and true Fender Strat here, but what do you do if you need a 6-string to tune lower? Then maybe you're trying to pick up a baritone guitar. Or maybe you tune really low, in which case maybe the 7-string is more your option, and then if you're wanting to tune even lower because you have forsaken God, then maybe you need an 8-string guitar. Now, even if you're not really into metal or rock, specifically those extended range guitars, the 7 and 8 string, might still be of use to you, especially if you're in like a jazz trio or something. Maybe you just want a little bit more low end, and maybe you don't have a bass player, or maybe he just has a stand-up bass, so you can go ahead and amplify some of those lower notes. But even then, if you're just wanting the standard 6-string guitar with the standard neck scale length, the kind of to blur into tip number 3. So to tie the end of tip 2 into tip 3 is pay attention to these pickups. The style of music that you play is heavily going to dictate what you want to look for. Now, at any point, you can really just get a guitar you like and then switch the pickups out later, but you'll save yourself a little bit of money and out of the box, get more of what you're looking for if you pay attention to the pickups while you're looking for your guitar. So here on the Fender, for example, I just have single coil pickups. There's a lot that those are good for. They're good for country, they're good for jazz. But again, if you're wanting for more of the rock and roll or the heavy metal vibe, then maybe you want humbucker pickups. They are a lot heavier sounding and better for the palm muting. And then some guitars, like this one here, even have a switch. That was satisfying. To go between a humbucker or a single coil, which makes the guitars like that really versatile, usually a little pricier, but if you're gonna be playing a wide variety of music and you just want it on like 1 or 2 guitars instead of, you know, the half a dozen that I have, then that's something you could be paying attention to as well. Tip number 4 is also a tip that I gave in the acoustic video, which is that comfort is important. Who cares if it looks cool? Who cares if it sounds cool if it's not comfortable to play? For example, this baritone is really heavy. It's not like Gibson Les Paul heavy, but it's pretty heavy. Maybe that's not for you. Maybe you need something a little lighter. Maybe you don't like how wide or thin the neck is. On really cheap electrics, I sometimes see the fret sticking out, and that's a good way to nick yourself or get string stuck, and that's a piece of crap. Don't buy that guitar, please. If you get a guitar that is more comfortable to play, you will be better motivated to pick it up more often, play more often, and ultimately get better. And then tip number 5 is just ultimately the most important tip. Just get a guitar that you like. And there's a lot of factors that go into it. Like I said in tip number 4, make sure you get something that's comfortable. Make sure you get something that's going to adjust well to whatever style of music you're wanting to play. Guitars come in all sorts of different shapes, sizes, colors, just like beautiful women, am I right? So take your time, look around, see what's out there. You'd be surprised. It's ungodly how much there is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If someone you know is trying to pick out an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar, send them my way. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, comment, anything you think I might have missed, and I will see you next time.